We are living in a golden age of otome gaming in the West. Ever since the Nintendo Switch became the console of choice for otome games, we've gone from a situation where you could comfortably read the 2 or 3 games we got every year to a crazy packed release schedule where you'd need to be a speed reader to play them all. While the 2026 release calendar is looking a tad leaner than the absolutely stacked years of 2024 and 2025, there's still plenty to be excited about. Welcome to Otome Beat, your hub for all things otome, romance, and girly pop gaming. I'm your hostess, Maudlin Marionette, and I'll be going over all the confirmed otome game releases for 2026 to give you a reason to stay glued to the Big N's geriatric hardware for just a little bit longer. But before we begin, if you want more otome-centric content, consider giving this video a like, subscribing to the channel, and turning on notifications. Every little bit will help this channel's growth. The year starts out strong with 2 releases in January. Temirana, The Lucky Princess and the Tragic Knights finally releases on January 13th after its lengthy delay in 2025. In Temirana, you guide the fate of Cecilia, a princess who is shunned and reviled because she's believed to be cursed. The princess does have a strange power, but one she believes is lucky. She can see a bright glow every time she's in danger. While at a royal tournament, Cecilia sees the halo of light around 5 men in the crowd, and she decides to make them her knight protectors. But there's just one problem with her plan. The group of men are a motley crew of misfits and screw-ups, not exactly the stuff of Arthurian legends. Between its soft, bright art style, cheerfully upbeat opening song, and stinking cute mascot character, this is either going to be the wholesome tale of believing in yourself when nobody else will, or it's going to veer into some very dark and depressing territory. Following its successful Kickstarter campaign, Loka Games will be self-publishing the release of Volontes sometime in January per their latest backer update. The developer describes it as a dark fantasy otome game about a priestess who becomes entangled in a web of magic and intrigue between 4 powerful men. But I don't really need to know anything about the plot to be sold on this one, because dog, look at my character designs. I'm going to horny jail. That art is just delicious, and if the plot is even half as good as those delectable heroes look, we'll be eating good with this one. The developer also announced that a physical release will happen in March, but this is Japan only, so if you want it, you'll have to import. Just in time for Valentine's Day, East Asia Soft will bring us Hakuoki Sweet School Life on February 12th. Considering how popular and foundational Hakuoki is to the English fandom, it's absolutely crazy that it's taken this long to get any of the spin-off games. Sweet School Life is an alternate reality take on Hakuoki that says goodbye to grim historical drama and hello to wacky high school shenanigans. This spin-off lets us explore the beloved Hakuoki characters in a context where there's no death or destruction, and the worst thing that can happen is you just don't confess your love at the school cultural festival. Or at least I hope it's that bright and fluffy, because God knows the original Hakuoki was unbearably grim at times, and these characters need a little bit of peace. March comes roaring in like a lion addicted to otome games and goes out like a lamb with an embarrassing backlog. There are 3 titles to empty our wallets. First up, Axis Games will bring us martial arts comedy Otome Daoshi Fighting for Love on March 26th. This title was actually on my licensing wishlist last year, and to see the overwhelmingly negative reaction to it when it was announced at Anime Expo really has me dismayed. I decided right then and there that I had to become Otome Daoshi's strongest soldier. I love the art style. I think we need more wacky comedies. Plus, I love me a muscly red-headed himbo, and this game has a premium example of the species. So I remain optimistic about this one, even though there are some people in the otome fandom that badly want to turn this into the otome equivalent of Concord. Also releasing on the 26th is the Switch port of Homicipher. The best way to describe this one is that it's Chants of Sinar, but with monster boyfriends. This horror otome has you assume the role of a woman who's been pulled into a dark alternate world full of monster men that look like they crawled right out of your nightmares. The only hope of winning them over is puzzling out their strange inhuman language. Only Japan is getting a physical release at this point in time, but the cartridge does come with English and several other supported languages, making this one very import-friendly. Homura: The Crimson Warriors is our final game for March. Idea Factory International has not set a firm date in March yet, and they're doing something kind of screwy where Europe is going to have the physical version delayed until April, so I honestly would not be surprised if this one saw a delay. This is a shiny new Switch port of an older game that was originally released on the PlayStation Vita. At first blush, it kinda looks like yet another Hakuoki spin-off, but it's not. They just happen to share the same character designer. And that's cool with me because her men are gorgeously designed. Historical drama, political intrigue, lots of action, hot ninjas. I'm sold. Are you? Continuing on to the titles that don't have solid release dates yet, we'll start with Birushana: The Winds of Fate. This is the fan disc for Birushana: Rising Flower of Ginpei. And as a fan disc, it functions as a romance-focused extended epilogue to the original game, so you should already know if you want this one or not. I'm stoked for Winds of Fate. I think it's a minor miracle that it's coming west at all. It's been such a long gap between when the original Birushana came out and this fan disc was announced that I had honestly thought the window of opportunity had closed on this one. Slated for this summer is RequiemZ, arguably the most hotly anticipated release of the year in the Otome fan community. In this isekai fantasy, a girl from our world is pulled into Oz and promptly convicted of a capital crime. As her punishment, she's forced to go on an expedition with several other death row inmates to mysterious ruins from which no one has ever returned. Depending on your choices, each storyline can either end with the heroine finding love somewhere over the rainbow, or things can take a very dark twist as the love interests give in to their darkest impulses. Word of mouth from people who've played the import version has been enormously positive, so fingers crossed that this one lives up to the hype. Amulet, the console-focused imprint of mobile otome game developer Volontes, is on track to release Sins of Kaleido this year, the last of 3 games originally announced in 2024. Based on the first teaser trailer from back when it was known as Kaleido Tower, I was under the impression that this was going to be a melancholic dark fantasy. The developer recently put out a new teaser trailer that says that it's connected to Even If Tempest, and the atmosphere has changed from very heavy and broody to something that seems gritty and contemporary. While it seems that Sins of Kaleido is pretty deep in development now, the fact that they just released Neon Clash makes me think that we probably won't see this one until the summer. The final game announced for localization in 2026 is honestly one of the most knock-me-over-with-a-feather announcements from Konami of all publishers. Yes, Konami, the health club and slot machine company that occasionally makes video games, is bringing over 2 remasters of games based on the Prince of Tennis manga and anime series, Prince of Tennis Sweet School Festival and Prince of Tennis Doki Doki Survival. Prince of Tennis fans can romance their favorite tennis player from the anime. Since I am not the target audience, which is Prince of Tennis fans, and I'm probably gonna skip these, I'm actually kind of excited about this one because of what it represents rather than what it is. A AAA publisher looked at the Western otome market and thought localizing these games was an investment worth making. Maybe other developers that have generally ignored us will decide that it's worth dipping their toes in too. And that is everything currently scheduled for 2026. From historical drama to high school comedy, cheerful fantasy to spine-tingling horror, the year has something for otome gamers of every taste. And if there isn't much that tickles your fancy, then it's a great time to start whittling down that backlog. Why don't you tell me in the comments which games you can't wait to play, an unlicensed game you hope will be picked up this year, or just confess your worst sins to me, whatever it takes to juice that algorithm. This has been Otome Beat. Thanks for watching.